Hello, everyone. I'm Marcelo Borges. Welcome to talk about astrology. Marcelo Borges Astrology. That's it. Well, was a moment in your life you must to change. You must to try to organize your thoughts. You must to verbalize what you want, what you are, what you want to become. So, all those thoughts and speak about those. It is the influence from the full moon because today as the end of this influence, the full moon in Sagittarius that started on the 11th of the June and ends today the 17th. We have experienced this and we can see this in a big perspective when they talk about the world. Just very simple. Situations like, for example, protests around the world about immigration and what the measures have been taken and how have they been implemented. So it is one of the situations we can talk about how the full moon acts. Because if it comes from a new moon and Gemini, so if you think how you're gonna act in Gemini, in the Sagittarius, we just do it. We verbalize. We go and we talk about what do you want. And we can see this in the protests happen around the world about immigration situations. Also, we can see this about, for example, how Spanish citizens are handled with the situations like the tourism. They are very declare a war against the tourism and a lot of cities because it is too much and they don't have much how to handle live the proper life. Well, this situation get a little bit more tension because of for the same period 11 until the 17 the world experienced tension because of the square created from Mars, the god of war, and the Leo signal created a tension with Uranus, that is a planet that's in Taurus. So through this period, we could experience blackouts, we could experience conflicts around the world, and we could experience much more situations like disasters. Like, for example, the Air India crash that a lot of lives was being taken off. Well, yes, this is a movement. This movement, this square, this tension creates between Mars and Uranus can create situations like that gonna affect the technology, it's gonna affect how we're gonna handle the disasters. And this is the example in a macro perspective because we can see this in a minimal perspective, like a talk about ourselves. For example, how we gonna start to treat ourselves during this period. We're gonna experience perhaps much more anxiety. We're gonna experience much more this desire to conflict with situations that we do not want to handle anymore and we don't know how to do. We don't know how to sort out. And this become very, very difficult. So it is very important we looking for help. We look for groups, support groups, therapy, psychologists that could provide us much more safe help in this kind of situation. Even more because we're gonna experience in the next few days on the 20th of June, we're gonna have the sun get in Cancer. Cancer, it is the fourth zodiacal sign. It is a water sign element. And the water, it is about emotions. We already have the biggest planet of Jupiter in there. So with this addiction, the Sun and Jupiter, they create a conjunction in the Cancer thing. That's beautiful because situations like maternity, child, nutrition, our past, nationality, environment, they will be treated much more beautiful and in a positive way. However, we're gonna have a square that gonna involve two big planets as Saturn and Neptune that is in Aries, that is a domination from Mars. So from this point, we have a situation to discuss. A situation to discuss very simple, that is how I want to organize myself with my feelings. Because square between big planets, it is not an opposition, it is a tension creates. And we'll talk about the first zodiacal sign that is relative to the water, drawing attention with the sun that is gonna put brightness, gonna shine about hurt feelings, about childhood situations, about traumas. And with Jupiter, those traumas, those childhood situations, that how the childhood is handled, for example, with those wars happen around the world, how those conflicts happen around the world, how the children has been treated. This is gonna be bigger microscopic view for everyone take action in a big perspective, and also you take action about your traumas. When they do this square, do this tension with Saturn and Neptune, that is already together since the 9th of June into 23 of August. It's very interesting to pay attention, especially between 20th of June and 24th of June, how this is gonna be combined, because this could be definitely the fire to start the explosion for the third war, the explosion for yourself as well. Because one of the things you will think about a lot, it is how we're gonna handle it with our emotions. And sometimes rather than we continue be consistent in the therapy and the groups help support, or even digging in much more and handle this in a positive way, Neptune give us options to escape. We want to just run away from our anxieties, from our traumas, and this it is going abuse on drugs, alcohol, eat too much, do things just to don't not handle with this. When we do not handle with this, we're gonna take those runaways, and those runaways can take very serious consequence. So be aware of this. That is not ashamed to ask for help. It's not ashamed to say, please help me. I need the support. I need to participate in a therapy group. I need to have professional help. Okay? Do this for your life. Do this for love yourself. Take care of yourself. Okay? It's very important. Talk about this. It's not easy, but it is important for everyone. For everyone that watching this video, please be aware you're not alone. Ask for help. It's not only you who is passing for the situation right now, everyone. But few people knows how to hide. A lot of people don't. Few people just don't want to talk about it. But it is important to take care and talk about it. Yes. It is also important to realize one thing. In a macro perspective, in a big view of the world, We can face, yes, wars, conflicts, but once is very interesting, like the fanatism, religious fanatism, like in the moment that I gonna do something, I gonna use the violence because my religion says that the God from my religion it is saying yes, for I do this kind of violence over you because you being wrong. No, be careful. This is the something that make myself very afraid about the world, because it is so much brainwashing nowadays. The technology is very important, is helping us much more rather in the past, and we see literally a big advance grow up in the technology that can do many things, include fake news, include brainwash people that don't want to go further to the real information and start to believe what is fake. And this kind of fake news, kind of fake ideas is brainwashing for people that don't just want to don't go much more further what is the real situation, and they believe, and some believes it is so devastated wrong that is against it to respect someone else, against to respect someone else's life, is not given even an opportunity for someone else live the way the person born to be or to live. So please get out from this bubble, get out from this brainwash situation, and live in a way that you live for a God that is love. Talking about back astrology, this aspect for me it's the scariest one. Nuclear bombs. Yeah, we know this happened. We have popping news every single time. China, for example, asking for the citizens get out from Iran as much as possible, from Israel as well. So the world, it is really handled with a process, and this is very big every single moment, especially this year. So be careful, be careful. Aspect that make me feel much more calm. It is if we think today, 17 June, Mars starts in Virgo. Is a new walk you're gonna do from today into the 6th of August. This aspect means we gonna not much more being like a king or a selfish or a dominator, someone that is trying to conquer and put your world above the others, but we're gonna try to be a little bit more polite because we want to connect ourselves with something bigger, something that is sacred. So it is time to be much more analytic about what we want. Just a little example. If you have a Virgo in your zodiacal mandal, for example, house number 2, because you have 12 houses, each one of those houses represents one area of your life. If you have, for example, Virgo in Mars is in Virgo from today into 6th of August, okay, if you have in the house number 2, that means you're gonna start to organize yourself for you be much more financial, prosper. You're gonna start to work, organize things in your work. If you have a Virgo in your house number 3, but first of all, I ask to be much more aware what you're gonna say, what you're gonna speak, how you're gonna handle with the information that you receive and how you pass, because mass sometimes make you talk a lot, and you don't think before you say it, and well, you can say things that can be very meaningful, can be very devastated, and can be very misunderstood. Also, be aware how gonna be your relationship with children's. Be careful on the streets and with your siblings. Another thing, for example, if you have a if you have Virgo in the house number 10, it is how your career, how you handle with the authorities figures. So be aware about how you talk with them, hires figures like militaries or your boss, or how you show yourself to the world as well. So it is action, but it is an organized action. It is Virgo is regented by Mercury as Gemini. So the actions in the situations, it requires to us think much more and verbalize after all. But Mars, it is do this right now, action, action, action. And if you go very impulsive about anything, you can lose much more than you want to win. So be aware of this. It is one aspect that is interesting, make me feel calm, because it's time to breathe and to think about how we're gonna handle with the consequences from our actions. We are adults. That it is something, this aspect is requesting to us, and we can do this movement. Well, the moon begins to wane from tomorrow 18 into the 24th of June. So it is time to become mature, as I told you, in our speech and think. Well, another aspect I already mentioned, but is very important to know. And from the 20th of June or 22 of July, we're gonna have the summer solstice in the north hemisphere and the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. That means the sun will illuminate the issues of Cancer, the inner child, motherhood, the mother's pregnancy, our home, self-protection, self-love, and saying of this, it is important. For example, if you have, for example, any kind of aspects very important in Cancer, like your sun, moon, your Venus, your ascendant. If you are a woman, be aware about pregnancies can happen. So if you want to become a mama, it's the time. Otherwise, be careful. Okay? Well, if you want to know a little bit more about this, just be in touch with me, marceloborgesastrology@gmail.com. Well, then I can help you to understand how those aspects is gonna affect you during this period. And I'm gonna put a describe of this video all the aspects you must just see the dates and how the aspects can affect on you according to the video. If for more information about your astrological birth chart, where we can see how your life is gonna happen for you, and how your birth chart can help you to take the decisions, just be in touch with me. I'm here for this. I'm using this tool to help me to do something much better in my life. Take care of me and take care of the people around me, and try to teach more people to handle with the life, because doesn't matter how much you say we are okay, you're doing well, it's the time to take off maskers and handle with the true we are. So the more important aspect, as I told you guys, it is From 20 on 24th of June, it is this conjunction between Sun and Jupiter in the Cancer, doing a square that is a tension between Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Be aware on those dates, and from the 9th of June into 23 of August, be aware about how we're gonna experience every kind of planet. Actually, for a few years, be aware every kind of planet be opposite or do a square aspect with Aries is going to be doing with the Saturn and Neptune. Those planets, they handle, they are able to do huge intern transformations, and we're gonna experience perhaps families conflicts, emotions coming during this period, special on 24th of June. This is coming. The sun illuminates the pen, Jupiter raises the tone, and Saturn wants to end something, and Neptune goes too deeply into emotions and wants to escape from this some way, somehow. So love yourself, seek help, don't be ashamed, train love for yourself, get yourself in the first position. It is time to put and we are defamed with inflated egos, and a good time to get out of vicious cycles. Astrology always shows how the planets move and talk to each other up there, reflected in our lives down here. Think of this. Be in touch with me. If you like this video, please just follow me for more videos. I can help you with astrology or tarology. marceloborgesastrology at gmail.com, and I'll see you next video. Bye.